Hello students, in today's video we're going to learn how to determine the rule when you're given a graph. So first things first, you need to know a few things about how a graph works. You got to recognize a few things about a graph. This is the line. You have to know that the number line that's going from left to right is the x-axis, and the number line that's going straight up from top to bottom is the y-axis. Positive number, positive numbers, negative numbers, negative numbers. The line that you're going to be given is called a slope. So you've got to determine what the slope is, and the slope is that secret rule that's going to tell you how much the graph is growing, either in a positive way or a negative way. To do that, we determine slope by using a formula called rise and run. Rise as in like the sun goes up, and run is when the sun goes up, you run across the field. So the way you determine slope is rise over run. Okay, so those are some of the basics, but let's get started, shall we? So if I'm given a graph, the first thing I should do is, if it's not, is figure out where figure 0 is. That means where the graph crosses the y-axis, the line that goes top to bottom. So I'm looking for it. There it is. As you can see here, where the line crosses the y-axis when we did the figure lesson is figure 0. We also call this in math form the y-intercept because it is where the line intercepts the y-axis, and is where x is 0. So anytime x is 0 or figure 0, the y-intercept is going to be the y. So here we go. At least we know that in the original figure 0, there were 5 dots. 5 dots. And I'm going to go raise this computer up so you can see it a lot closer. So as you can see here, from figure 0, it went up to the number 5. So of course, we're going to put the original as positive 5. Okay. That's easy. That was the first point. Now I got to figure out growth. Now the way I can figure out growth is make the x is we've already got 1 point, but you need to find a second point, verbally, where x is either 1 or negative 1. So I'm going to go plot that point, 0, 5 right here. And then here it is. This one is going up from x equals 1 to y equals 10. So I'm going to plot that point right there, 1, 10. So as you can see, if the x goes up by 1, I notice that the rise is going up by 5, because 10 take away 5 is 5. Notice it's going up by 5. So there it is. I'm going to go draw that right up there. And as you can see, it's going up by 5. So from 5 to 10, and the between 10 and 5 is the number 5. And from 0 to 1, the number there is 1. So what's my rise over run? My rise is it's going up by 5. Run is it's going across by 1. And 5 divided by 1 is 5. So guess what? We now know that this line is growing every single time by 5. Boom. Okay. Now that I got those, I can actually write a linear equation in the form of y equals mx plus b. So in this case, let me see. In this case, I'm going to write y equals, so for any number of blocks in figure x, I can say that there's going to be 5 times the name of the figure plus, using the y-intercept, 5. So in this case, the equation that was created, that this slope was created, was 5x plus 5. If you want to test this out, you can go log on to Desmos and type in y equals 5x plus 5, and you will make the exact same slope that I did, except it's a straight line because I didn't use a ruler. Haha. So that wraps up how you determine determine the linear equation when you're given a graph. You've got to figure out where the y-intercept is. which is the original, and you have to figure out the growth, which is how much it's changed, how much the y is changing in the slope. And that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask any of your teachers. And this is Mr. Tan signing off.